All right, welcome back everyone to Division 1 of the league. We're here at the Nürburgring GP circuit. For Division 1, we will be starting today with a sprint race, a 9-lap sprint race in reverse championship order. And then we will head into qualifying and then a 36-lap feature race. So lots of action today. Be looking forward to it. Nürburgring GP circuit is one of my favorites for racing in general. Very technical track, and it produces a lot of great racing, especially with GT cars. And as we've seen so far this season, the competition's extremely tight in the top couple positions. So hopefully we'll see some good battles and some fun fighting throughout the day. So we're currently waiting on our race organizer, Dinosaur, to give us the green light to start the sprint race. We'll be on in just a few moments when we get our 2-minute warning. So far in this lobby today, we've got Da Vinci from, excuse me, we got Da Vinci from the Hoonigan Honeys team. Super Fun Happy. Sorry, Da Vinci from the Hoonigan Honeys, stepping up from Division 2. We got Bob from, I believe that is Team Threat. No, that's not Threat Level Midnight. That is Team Beef Supreme. So Bob from Team Beef Supreme in second position. Super Fun from Hoonigan Honeys. T-Bone, fourth position. T-Bone had a great race at Autopolis last week with an unfortunate DNF due to a disconnection. T-Bone was leading the race from lap 1. Had a really intense battle with our leading championship winner so far, our championship leader so far, Willie. They had a really great battle going into turn 10 at Autopolis, and Willie had spun out on the inside of the corner. It was a sight to see for sure, to say the least. Hopefully T-Bone will be able to redeem himself after that disconnect and potentially walk away with a race win today. Rick James, I think, starting from the 5th position. I don't know. We'll actually see if these are the actual positions. I think our drivers are just in the lobby at the moment. We have Willie right now in the 9th position, so I don't think these are actually our starting positions for our sprint race. Sir Hames will be joining us for our race today, the captain of the Hoonigan Honeys racing team. Accession from Team.com. Cecil Turtle from the Art of Racing. Willie, the Team.com team captain. Dip Dunkel, also Team.com. We have Ads, the Threat Level Midnight team captain. B French, also Threat Level Midnight. And then Dinosaur, our race organizer, and Team Beef Supreme captain. So Dinosaur has given us the 2-minute warning, so we'll get started in just a little bit. I believe Dinosaur still has to set the grid order for our sprint race. Again, it will be reverse championship order, so we expect to see Willie in the back of the grid. These sprint races can be pretty chaotic, especially during the start when we have all the fast people in the back of the grid, and then the slower drivers in the front. So I hope we will have a clean race, especially into turn 1 and into the Mercedes Arena corner complex. Harm's Way, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining our stream. It's been a while. So yeah, again, like these reverse grid sprint races, if they aren't started with a rolling start, it can be quite tricky for our drivers, and it can be quite messy. We'll see if it's a standing start or if it is a grid start, or sorry, a rolling start. It will be a grid start with a false start check, so we will be preparing ourselves for the utmost amount of chaos into turns 1, 2, and 3. Let's just hope for the best. Looks like our grid is getting settled here. I think Dip is the only person out of position. So Willie will be starting from the back of the grid. Sir Hames next to Willie. Then we got, or let's start from the beginning here. So Da Vinci, our Division 2 driver stepping up a Division 2 driver stepping up for Division 1. Excuse me. Rick James starting alongside Da Vinci in the front row. We got Ads and Super Fun Happy, T-Bone, and Cecil Turtle. This might be actually a really good opportunity for T-Bone today to score some good points, seeing as the DNF really reduced the amount of potential points that T-Bone could have accrued over the last couple of races. Cecil Turtle 6th, B French 7th, Dinosaur 8th, Bob 9th. We got Dip starting from 10th, Accession 11th, and now we have Sir Hames starting from 12th, and Willie starting from the last position. So we'll see how, again, these opening corners, I should say, unfold as we get into our 9-lap sprint race. Also, shout out to Vergold for streaming our Division 2 race and commentating. If you're in stream, just want to say we appreciate you. Honestly, it's a game changer, man. I can like eat dinner and stuff before I have to stream Division 1, so it's kind of nice. All right, here we go. So the race will be starting very shortly here. All right, so we got our grid filled out, our 5 lights. They are out and the action starts now. So we've got Da Vinci with a very slow start actually. So Da Vinci adds. We're going to go 4 wide, it looks like, into turn 1. Cecil Turtle there looking for an opportunity to squeeze through someone. Overall, looks pretty clean. I don't think we've had any issues so far. A lot of bumper-to-bumper action going on here. Yeah, so far looks like everyone's gotten through fairly clean. Sir Hames has jumped up into 9th place. A lot of like contact going through the Mercedes arena, but overall looks pretty good. I think everyone's gotten out through scot-free. We got T-Bone on the attack here of Rick James going to the Ford curve, turn 6, down towards the Dunlop curve. Da Vinci has lost 2 positions from the start. We got ads in 4th. Bob picked up a half a second penalty. And Da Vinci jumps into, we had some contact there. I think Da Vinci might have run Rick James off the road there. Coming in from the inside line, I think he might have misjudged his braking zone. Sir Hames in 6th with really hot on his tail. This is a very intense race. These sprint races are always super intense. There's always tons of action, so it's really hard to keep track of all of the action. Let's take a quick look here at, I was going to say, let's take a look at the replay with, who was it? Da Vinci in contact with Rick James. But as I say that, let's stick here with Willie and Sir Hames going side by side into the chicane. And oh no, Bob gets in the way of Sir Hames and then blocks Sir Hames from being able to take an appropriate line down the chicane, and Willie takes advantage of that and goes around both of them. Unfortunate situation for Sir Hames there, but Willie taking the advantage out of the situation. Sir Hames looking to overtake Bob on the inside here. He takes the inside line. Willie also defending on the inside line there. Everyone kind of getting squirrely on their lines, trying to avoid each other. Bob there makes some contact with Sir Hames. And Sir Hames now finds himself alongside B French. He takes the inside of turn 3. And Willie is further up ahead, gaining positions, passes Accession on the exit of turn 4. Tons of action, oh my goodness. But Willie picks up a half-second penalty, so I think that's for cutting turn 4, the inside there. Bob takes a quick peek into the inside of Sir Hames, but decides against it. B French lurking behind Bob, looking for an opportunity here to make an overtake on both of these cars. Looks like Willie there got alongside of Accession for a quick minute. I think Willie, that was Willie serving his penalty and then going defensive. Unfortunately, Accession not able to take advantage of that situation. Cecil Turtle on the attack now adds in 2nd place, and T-Bone is starting to run away with this race. That's right on board with Willie, who's currently sitting in 4th place at the moment. Ads picks up a half-a-second penalty. This is not looking good for Ads, who wants to potentially score some podium points here for the sprint race. He's got not only Cecil Turtle behind him, but also Willie now. as he makes a mistake on the exit of the Dunlop curve going into the Michael Schumacher S's. Has to stick to the inside line, and Willie there trying to get the best of both of them on the exit. He goes alongside Cecil, and Cecil makes contact with Willie going into turn 10, and then decides to, I believe, yield position. As right now has to defend against Willie, but will he? No, he won't defend. He'll just stay on the outside, and Willie will move up into second position from the starting from the last position of this race. Absolutely wild here. We got this crazy four-car battle going on between Bob, Accession, Cecil, Turtle, and Ads now. The two Beef Supreme cars versus an Art of Racing and the leader of this train, Ads, at the moment. Cecil Turtle goes in to make a defensive move. Accession moves further inside. Bob looks to get the over-under on Accession and does a good job to get the exit speed out of turn 2, but now he's on the outside. Accession's on the inside going into turn 3 of the Mercedes Arena. And now Sir Hames wants a piece of the action, looking to get a better exit coming out of turn 4. Sir Hames goes wide on the exit of turn 4. I don't know if that will be a penalty or not. Accession and Bob still fighting ahead of Sir Hames. It's extremely difficult to find an opportunity to pass when two cars ahead of you are battling intensely. But Bob there, Bob, I think, broke a little bit late and attempted to avoid the rear of Accession. Had to take some evasive maneuvers, and as a result went off the track. Willie there having a little bit of trouble defending into turn 10. Ads looking to retake that second place position. Willie sees Ads behind him. He sticks the car right in the center of the road, going into the chicane. And this is where it gets tricky. Ads there on the attack, but as Ads wants to attack Willie, he finds himself under attack by Cecil. They're going side by side through the Coca-Cola curve, down the front straight, and going to turn 1 side by side. And now Sir Hames wants in on the action. They're going to go 3 wide going into turn 1. Sir Hames backs out and allows Cecil, Turtle, and Ads to continue to duke it out. Accession now is looking for some opportunistic moves there. Bumps Ads a little bit from behind going into turn 2. Oh my goodness, this action is crazy. We've got so much action. Dip is now wanting a piece of the action, as does B-French behind Dip. And Dip there gets the better exit coming out of turn 4 and gets alongside Accession going into the Ford curves. Sir Hames does pick up that half-a-second penalty. That's brutal in this battle here, because a half a second is going to be a couple positions. Ads taking some maneuvers, defensive maneuvers, but decides against it going into the Dunlop curve. Feels like he's sufficiently ahead that he won't need to defend. Accession there taking a quick peek into Sir Hames' inside of the Schumacher S's. And Willie is under attack by Cecil Turtle. Look at that, going side by side through the Vorsteiner curve. Cecil Turtle has the draft going into the chicane. Will Willie have, I think Willie's gonna have to take the defensive line. And it's just these two battling here. No one is close enough behind to potentially sneak in. Willie successfully defends that, but Willie goes wide, uncharacteristic of Willie. Loses the position to Cecil Turtle coming out of the chicane, and now is under attack by Ads, who is very hungry right now for that podium position. but Ads has to watch out for Accession now, taking a defensive maneuver going into turn 1, as does Willie. Makes contact with Sir Hames. And B French as well. There's so many battles. This is absolutely insane. Sir Hames barely makes enough room for B French coming out of that corner, and then Bob there decides to make an opportunistic move going into turns 3 and 4. Oh no, something happened to Ads. I think Ads might have lost control of the car temporarily. And then Bob, for exceeding track limits, picks up a half a second penalty. Oh, what happened to Ads? He's all the way down in 13th now. Let's take a quick look. Oh no, I don't think I missed the replay cue. But this battle between Willie and Cecil Turtle is still going on. Still pretty intense. Cecil putting up a great fight against our championship leader. Unfortunately, he has that half a second penalty, so he won't be able to take the fight going into the chicane, and we'll have to build up the gap, or sorry, close the gap again. Cecil Turtle might find himself under attack now by Accession. We'll see if that half a second penalty is enough to put him in danger. Cecil Turtle makes a mistake out of the exit of the chicane. He goes side by side with Accession through the Coca-Cola curve. Accession takes the position. He says thank you very much for the final podium position. They have 3 laps to go. Accession now on the inside defense. Willie there is in the, oh, he like slowed down or something. I don't know what happened to Willie. He all of a sudden is in this battle. And Dip there tries to find an opportunity to overtake Cecil going into turn 3. Cecil though says no thank you, you shall not pass. Lots of great racing today. And Sir Hames has fallen behind B French in this train. Looks like Accession has gotten around Willie. Not sure what happened there. Willie is uncharacteristically making a lot of mistakes this race. Something very rare from our championship leader. Perhaps the mistake last week at Autopolis has rattled our leader's confidence. Dip has picked up a half a second penalty. We'll have to slow down the back straight. We'll probably lose position to potentially 3 cars. We'll see how this affects Dip. So there it is. There's the penalty. Bob gets around. B French is looking to get around too, but Dip is taking the defensive line into the chicane. And as that happens, B French gets under attack by Sir Hames, but B French is having none of it. And all the while this action is going on, our race leader is just running away with it. T-Bone building up an 18, almost 19 second gap from position 2. This has been the most action I've ever seen in a single race, I think, in the league so far. She goes wide there on the exit of turn 4. We have the 3 Hoonigan Honeys cars there in 8th, 9th, and 10th place. We join Bob, currently sitting in 5th place. And it seems like our train has neutralized a little bit. Really picked up another penalty, a half a second penalty, and this will surely make it difficult for him to keep that second place position. There might be some team shenanigans going on with Accession. I think what they did here is really they pulled some team strategy here where Willie Accession, excuse me, allowed Willie to go ahead, serve that half a second penalty, and Accession defending. We got Cecil Turtle there turned around by Bob. There's an unfortunate move there by Bob, sticking his nose into the chicane and spinning Cecil Turtle out. It's really unfortunate for Cecil. Cecil was in 4th place, I believe. It was actually really funny to see the team strategy there play out between Willie and Accession. Sir Hames picks up a half a second penalty. Looks like Willie there is giving the position up to Dip. I think Willie is playing the team game, looking to defend for his team, allowing his teammates to score more points. We'll see if Willie can execute the strategy properly. Sir Hames has to serve his half a second penalty, so I think Willie will be okay there. But the driver that's going to win this all was not involved in any of that action. T-Bone finally with some great points on the board. T-Bone gets what he deserves. The first place finish in this sprint race today. Accession bringing it home. One last turn to finish in 2nd place. So Accession rounds the Coca-Cola curve for one last time, finishes in 2nd place. Dip in 3rd, Willie in 4th, a 2-3-4 for Team.com. B French and Sir Hames finish alongside each other. Super fun. And then Da Vinci in 7th and 8th place. Ad started off strong. It was fighting for that podium position, but spun out at the exit of the Mercedes Arena. And Cecil unfortunately had a race ruined by an incident there with Bob, who's finishing in 13th, with Dinosaur in between in 12th. Bob unfortunately, or fortunately, waited for Cecil Turtle to recover. So great sportsmanship there. Good to see it. Ryder, welcome to the broadcast. That was one heck of a race.
Hello. It seems like it was a decent sprint.
Yeah, that was absolutely action-packed. I'm like, that was just insane. All right, let's take a look at the results one more time real quick. All right, so we had T-Bone, our race winner. Apparently everyone got a penalty due to the probably the tire change rule that they didn't fix from last time. But T-Bone with a 1st place finish, Accession 2nd, Dip 3rd, Willie 4th, so solid points for Team.com. B French with a solid finish in 5th place. Sir Hames 6th place, super fun, and then Da Vinci, our Hoonigan Honeys team, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Let's see here, we have Ads finishing 9th, Rick James in 10th, Cecil Turtle in 11th, and we had Dinosaur in 12th and Bob in 13th.
Seems like a decent turnout.
Yeah, I mean, like the Nürburgring GP, as I was mentioning earlier when I started the broadcast, is a great track for racing, especially for GT cars, in my opinion. And it delivered. It definitely delivered.
Which seems pretty obvious based on the standings.
Yeah, and I was initially concerned with the reverse grid start because, you know, those can be pretty messy if you have the fastest people starting in the back of the grid and the slowest in the front. But surprisingly, it looked like it was relatively clean the first opening laps, so I don't think we'll have too many incident reports, but there were a few throughout the rest of the race, like the incident between Cecil and Bob there. So we'll see when the reports come in after the race.
Yep.
Yeah, there were accession. It looked like there was like at times 4 wide going through turn 1, and then like 2 sets of 2s and 3s going through the Mercedes arena. So, oh boy.
Like I said last week, I'm not quite a fan of GP myself, but always creates some very interesting battles.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy this track. I think the Mercedes arena in particular makes for some really good racing because turns 3 and 4, you really need to like open up the entry, and that gives cars a really good opportunity to just dive in without too much of a risk. And I think that's one of the things that makes that corner complex so interesting. And then obviously there's the chicane. There's a lot of good battles going into the chicane thanks to the long straight of the backside of the track. So
But the chicane also causes some buildup too a lot of times because it's a very sharp chicane with very, very strict off tracks.
yep. Yeah, and as we saw too, like we saw cars going in defending the chicane on the inside, and the attacking car on the outside, but then the attacking car losing position to another car just sticking, you know, their car right into the inside. It's so funny, like seeing the attacking car just all of a sudden lose position. All right, so we got the 2-minute warning from Dinosaur. We'll start qualifying in 2 minutes. Qualifying will be 10 minutes long, and then we'll have our 36 lap race.
Decent lap race here. 36 doesn't seem a lot, but GP is a little bit longer of a track than you think sometimes. Just based on the visual, it doesn't seem that long of a track.
Yeah, it's not very, it doesn't look very complex or long, but it's kind of like a snake. So it's got like a lot of surface area, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, plenty of curbs to utilize. Not too many upsetting curbs here.
Accession, we caught Ads's we saw Ads spin on the exit of turn 4, but we didn't see the cause. Yeah, I think the ones that we saw were caught on stream were I think the only one that I remember was Bob and Cecil Turtle's incident, to be honest. There were a lot of like micro incidents, like a lot of contact that we saw.
Trading paint.
We saw Da Vinci pretty much take out Rick James. I'm sure Da Vinci there was I think Da Vinci was on the inside line, probably broke a little bit too late, and then just just ran into the inside of Rick James on the Dunlop curve. Yeah. I mean, again, I think that's one of the tricky things about these reverse grid sprint races. I personally think you should do these reverse sprint races with a rolling start as opposed to a grid one. But I don't know. That's my opinion.
I mean, I like both. It's hard to say which one's better or causes different outcomes. These rolling start, you have, you know, mostly you built up speed. But with a rolling start, a grid start, a lot of people are more bunched up. So I think it all kind of depends on what T1 looks like in a sense.
Yeah, I think I'm in favor for the rolling start typically because it kind of depends too on how spread apart they are, and that just largely depends on the track too. But if it's spread out large enough, like eventually the people in the back are going to catch up to people in the front because they're just naturally faster, right? But I think what it does, in my opinion, is it separates the battles a little bit better to avoid these kinds of like situations where you have 3, 4 wide going into turn 1, for example, and then, you know, someone making a mistake and then causing an incident with 2 or 3 cars. Like, I think like they tend spreading out the field a little bit on the start will help reduce those types of situations.
It also would give the quote-unquote slower people up front more breathing room instead of immediately being hounded by the faster people.
Yeah, like you start the race and all of a sudden like you have 3 cars like pretty much wanting to overtake you into turn 1 and turn 2. It's anxiety inducing, right? Like if you're starting the race and you got like pretty much the whole grid behind you like faster than you, it's gonna be anxiety inducing.
Plus, like I said, it also allows the faster people to not show off per se, but sort of show their prowess of like how faster are you, how good are your overtaking skills, if you can overtake from such a deficit in a sense.
Yeah, I think the deficit becomes larger whenever it's more spread out too. So, all right, so we're riding on board with T-Bone. We'll do a quick track walk / guide here with our opening qualifying lap. So T-Bone goes into turn 1, nice wide entry there, and then cruising into turn 2 on the outside, hitting those curbs on the outside. And then here's where it gets tricky. Turn 3 is the Mercedes Arena. You want to get a good exit out of here and avoid track limits. We got turn 5, this nicely inward banked left-hander into another inward banked right-hander, the Ford curves. T-Bone taking the turn 7 Dunlop curve there, nice and tight on the inside. Now going through the Schumacher S's, the quick left-right hander, uphill into turn 10. It's nice and wide on the entry there, 2 wheels on the curbs. Look at this long right-hander, the Vorsteiner. That one's a pretty tricky turn, like you need to kind of ease on the brakes to maintain your entry speed, but then also not overshoot it because the camber is kind of weird on the inside of that turn.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So we got the chicane. Pretty tricky there. You can offset the bounce of the car by hitting the curbs too hard. And then finally the Coca-Cola curve taking you back onto the start-finish straight.
Seems like a decent outlet for T-Bone. Let's see.
Yeah. So T-Bone sets our benchmark time at 1:57.166. Willie very close behind with a 157.34. Sir Hames jumps into second with a 157.2.
Just
So
only
it feels kind of tight.
Not even a tenth off T-Bone.
I will say, Sir Hames has been showing up in D1 this season. Taking the fight to Willie. Winning our feature race last week at Autopolis.
He's definitely showing up and showing out. Definitely, he's been here a while and he's using that knowledge over the past few years to obviously be where he is now.
Yeah, it's crazy how just like a few seasons of experience can really change how quickly and how quickly you improve your pace.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people need is just experience in track time. And then someone who's faster, a little bit more knowledgeable will tell them just maybe where a mistake may be corrected or something. And just over time you learn just how to be faster. Maybe more track knowledge, more car knowledge. Well, actually, Bob without the fastest lap of Willie.
Yeah, so while you were talking there, Willie had set the fastest lap of 156.7, and just after Bob set a 156.4, we've been seeing a lot of speed from our rookies this year. So Bob showing up week one with I think it was a top 3 qualifying position. And then T-Bone almost had the race last week until he DNF'd, and also had the pole position as well, I think, from last week.
That sounds right. My memory ain't the best.
Yeah, mine's not either. Let me see if we get this on record.
Let's see if T-Bone can improve here. It's not.
Oh no, excuse me. So Willie got pole position last week. T-Bone started second from the grid, but from what I remember, T-Bone made. Yeah, that's how T-Bone and Willie ended up fighting in that first couple of turns, and then Willie ended up spinning out at turn 10. But it was Willie starting from pole position, but even still, T-Bone starting from second, extremely impressive. And then Willie has a response. Our championship leader right now is setting the record straight of why he is the championship leader.
Not even a full tenth of Bob. So far, it looks like the top 4 are pretty tight in the numbers. It looks like, looking at the results right now, it looks like it's going to be a couple of front 4 battle and then a good mid-pack.
Looks like Bob made a mistake coming out of the chicane there. Let's see if T-Bone is able to improve his time. He's got about 0.8 of a second to make up to take pole. So he improves, but not enough to improve position. He's now sitting
from Sir Hames, though.
Yeah, he's sitting around half a second behind pole position, and about 3/10 ahead of Sir Hames. Oh no, Sir Hames picks up that half a second penalty, and that's going to be it for Sir Hames for qualifying. Let's see here. So Bob is on a hot lap. T-Bone's also on a hot lap. We got Accession. Super fun. So B French here looking to improve position. Currently sitting in 7th. Crosses the line, doesn't improve position. Cecil Turtle improves, jumps up to 7th, overtaking Cecil Turtle. So Dip jumps up into 7th, takes that 7th position away from Cecil Turtle. Accession does not improve. Let's see where T-Bone ends up here. Ooh, good exit there by T-Bone on the edge, and he improves, but again, not enough to change his position. Sir Hames currently in the pits. Let's see who we got out here still. Dinosaur ads. Ads here coming across the finish line for one last time. Does not improve. Is still in 12th place behind Dinosaur. And I think that will be it for qualifying. Practicing some starts, it looks like.
It's always a smart thing to do, you know, see if, you know, throat application and whatnot.
That's a first. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I guess if you're in the pits, yeah, you can still exit the pits after everything's done.
Yeah, until it finally closes, you can still leave.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at our starting grid. We have Willie in pole position. Bob starting from 2nd place. T-Bone 3rd, so good qualifying session there for Beef Supreme. Sir Hames starting from 4th place. Accession 5th. Super Fun Happy 6th. Dip 7th. We got Cecil Turtle 8th. Beef French 9th, Da Vinci in 10th, and then Dinosaur, our Beef Supreme Captain, starting from 11th. Ads and Rick James 12th and 13th. So, any thoughts about our starting grid here?
I mean, the top 4 are the strongest so far in the season. Let's see if Bob can make a move on Willie in the T1, be an interesting maneuver. Then
Yeah, we saw
T-Bone Sir Hames is going to pressure him.
We saw Bob last race and T-Bone start running away from the rest of the field until they started making some mistakes in their laps. And hopefully today they can convert their starting positions into finishes here.
Yeah, it's just my first thought is how many penalties is Bob going to pick up? It seems every race he has a couple. So just will that affect this race this time? You know?
Yeah, for sure. I think last race it was. Bob says I'm the penalty king, bro. Don't you have a race to be focused on? You sitting here on the stream chat.
wait, he's in the stream. And
Yeah,
then...
he's in the stream. It's just stream chat.
Well, actually, I just got a message. Wonk, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm doing a post-race interview in my other league.
All right, sounds good.
Since I just got second place overall in the league.
Oh, nice. Good job. I'll see you in a bit. I think what I was going to say is that when Bob and T-Bone started running away with the race last week, it was a bit tricky because of the conditions, and so I think the mistakes that they were making, you can't really blame them. The conditions were super slippery, and it wasn't exactly easy to keep the car on track. I think that was what was impressive about Sir Hames's first place finish, was that Sir Hames managed to keep the car on track, be steady and consistent, and in the end he won the race. Although it's hard to say, I think T-Bone was doing an incredibly good job as well until we saw T-Bone's DNF and disconnect. It was actually kind of funny in our stream. From our perspective, it just looked like T-Bone was just doing donuts in the dirt and like in the mud or on T1. I was like, what is he doing? Who is he doing? I'm like, he can't, I think he's just stuck in the mud and he can't get out. But it was just the weird lag thing that GT7 does whenever a car starts to disconnect due to connectivity issues. All right, so our weather is set for the race start. We are starting with cloudy weather, then heading into some partly cloudy skies. That's only for the first third of the race. The final 2/3 of the race will be random weather, so rain is not off the table. It's very likely that rain will happen in the race. Not likely that it will happen. It is possible that it can rain. Not likely. But you never know with Gran Turismo's weather algorithm. In our Division 2 race, it looked like things were getting extremely cloudy, so I at one point thought that it was going to rain. I think during the race I saw one of the drivers switch to intermediate, so I got really excited thinking that there was rain on the weather radar, but it turned out to be a mistake. So that was a little unfortunate, but maybe this race we'll see a little bit of rain towards the end of the race. We'll see. That was Arnold. Hey, how's it going?
So wait, there's rain on the radar, I heard?
No. When I was watching the D2 race, it was looking like really dark, and I started getting excited because I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna start to rain. And then we saw Arnold pick up some intermediate tires, and I got really excited because I was like, oh man, there must be like rain, you know, incoming on the radar. Like he's probably just preemptively switching to intermediates just to preemptively deal with the rain. But then no, it turned out that just Arnold made a mistake and misclicked his tires.
Whoops.
Yeah.
It looks like, bright and clear skies for this race.
Yeah, I checked the weather and it's sunny and then partly cloudy skies for the first third of the race, and then we get into random weather for the last 2/3 of the race. So anything can still happen. It could still potentially rain. So who knows?
Based on Dyna's weather report, it seems it probably won't rain, but it could be very overcast and drop track temp.
Yeah, you never know with Gran Turismo's like weather algorithm. I don't know how they do these kinds of things or how they choose what weather to do random. Because I don't think it does like a random selection for each slot where each slot would be like, one of the 20 variable like sunny, partly sunny, cloudy, and then rainy weather situations. Like I think it tries to simulate like a storm coming. So like if anything, it would be like a few like cloudy slots and then like a few rain ones and then cloudy and rain or whatever. Or like it wouldn't be like just like the possibility of having sun, rain, sun, rain, sun wouldn't really exist, I don't think.
Yeah. I've seen it a couple of times where you have like lines of rain. But Dyna has the rain prediction pretty sorted out. So it seems he has a good progression on it. But sometimes the randomness absolutely takes a toll on the weather report.
Yeah.
And just straight torrential downpour for the entire race.
Even the weather within like the designation can be different. Like when you have like monsoon weather for like an entire race, it could actually just be like light rain for part of it and then monsoon for another part. And then if you run it again, it could be like one or the other.
Yep.
I remember one of the FTGPs that we did. I think it was the was like one of the Red Bull ones where we did like the really fast Red Bull cars and then the really slow ones.
Oh yeah, it was the X 2014 versus the Junior.
Yeah.
And it rained, and that was horrendous.
Yeah, it rained a ton, and then like towards the end of the race, it was just like monsooning. It was just like heavy rain the entire time.
And with the cars as powerful as the X 2014, you'll be shifting up into fourth just to make sure you don't wheel spin to death.
Yeah.
Now that is a monstrous car.
It was funny. For whatever reason, I really enjoyed running the X 2014 in the rain. I don't know. I for some reason like had a really good time with it.
Well, yeah, you lapped everyone.
I lapped everyone except for Toasty.
No, it was you lapped everyone. Because remember, I was in second place.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh dang, I must have misremembered that. Anyway,
It also was fun overtaking the juniors at rapid speed.
Yeah, I think that FTGP was like that one, and then maybe the Laguna one were the only ones where I beat Willie in a race.
I mean, that's my memory isn't the best, like I said. So also looks there's R's in the chat, so it's about ready to race.
So Accession, the weekly league post, I did one at the end of last week, or at the right after the race last week, but I wasn't able to post one before today's race. I actually went on a hike on Saturday morning, and then when I came back and the next day I woke up, I was like sick. I was so sick. So yesterday was just kind of like me recovering and catching up on stuff.
How's the weather over in California at the moment then?
Oh, dude, it's nice. It's like 70, high 60s, sunny.
I was jealous. It's been overcast and dreary the past couple of days over here on the East Coast.
Yeah, I heard. I guess you're in the south, right? Like I heard the Northeast got some pretty intense snowstorms like last week. So
Yeah, I'm in South Carolina and it's just cold and dreary. But it's supposed to be warming up, which is nice for everyone in my opinion.
yeah. I live in Oakland, so like it's always like it's very mild. It's like mild winters and like mild summers. It's actually really nice. It's kind of like a maritime climate. I don't know if you want to call it that, but yeah, it gets to like maybe the lowest 50 in the winters, and it's still sunny and nice out. And then in the summers, it's like 80 high, like 80 is like usually the highest, like maybe mid 80s, probably the highest it ever goes. All right, so we got a race starting up. Let's join the cars on the grid.
Willie's on the outside. Let's see if Bob can brake zone appropriately and get the inside of Willie.
All right, so the engines are revving. We've got Willie starting from pole position, Bob starting alongside. We've got 4, 5 lights ready to go. They're out and the action starts now. Willie gets a good start, it seems. Bob and T-Bone are alongside going into turn 1. Sir Hames on the inside of Accession. T-Bone and Bob leaving quite a lot of space there. T-Bone goes a little wide and is now alongside Sir Hames into turn 3. Accession there gets a little bit of a bump from behind from Super Happy. Still maintains the position.
That's going to be an off track for super fun probably.
Yeah, Sir Hames got pretty wide there too, but I don't know if he's going to pick up an off track.
The exit at turn 4 does have some very weird off track situations.
So Da Vinci adds and Dinosaur there fighting for position, coming out of the Ford curve. Adds on the inside there of Da Vinci, going through the Dunlop curve. Da Vinci still alongside. I think Ads is going to have to leave some room there. Oh, and they make contact going up the Schumacher S. Ads maintains the position, but he loses some speed, and now Dinosaur is looking to make a move. He backs out, though. Smart move by Dinosaur. So back up front, Willie is by himself. Bob is under attack by T-Bone, and Sir Hames is under attack by Accession. It's tough to make that move into the chicane. We got Dip in 8th, B French in 9th. Also, T-Bone goes wide on the exit of turn 15. This might give Bob there a chance to attack, make contact going in turn 1. Bob misjudging the braking just a little bit.
At this point early in the race, there should be team communication to try to close a distance to Willie.
Yeah, I think they should be doing their best to avoid fighting. And Sir Hames there loses the rear end just a little bit at turn 4.
Accession takes that advantage.
I know these drivers and teams are doing their best to try to differentiate themselves from each other, but every single change they make to their livery, they just look more and more like each other. Accession with the Team.com Chrome livery now looks just like the B Supreme cars.
Yeah, then if they give it a minute to realize there's no faded like black half on the car, it's all chrome.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's not a Beef Supreme car, it's something else, and it's an imposter.
On all my team liveries, you always differentiated by coloring the spoilers, each by the person's favorite color.
Accession's car is imitation beef.
It's impossible beef.
Yeah, impossible Beef Supreme.
That actually makes sense because Dip is a vegan or vegetarian by choice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that makes sense.
I feel like Dip should have the chrome layout then. Alright, so Willie still leading the pack. Willie this time started on the soft tires. Typically we see him start on the mediums. T-Bone starting on the mediums, as does Bob. Accession on the soft tires, and Sir Hames on the mediums. Does it say that he picks up a half a second penalty for exceeding track limits?
But Willie's starting on the softs is probably the smartest move. Using extra grip advantage to pull in the pack, and it's already showing, 2-3 laps in.
Yeah, I also think it's a smart move. You don't want to find yourself battling for position in the first couple of laps, especially on this track where it's easy to do that, easy to find yourself losing time to other cars by just battling it out with the cars behind. I think the risk was that if he started on mediums and T-Bone and Bob started on softs, he'd just basically be fighting the entire time.
Which can also break down their softs. But so far it's working out where the mediums are going to last a while since they're not battling, and then Willie's softs are going to take him the distance.
Yeah. I think the issue with that is that if he gets slowed down and someone like Sir Hames started on mediums, for example, and he's able to preserve his tires just a little bit better, I think that could put Sir Hames in a almost, as I said, Superfun almost takes out his teammate, and then Sir Hames has to cut the chicane to survive there.
Curious if he misread the speed difference from that penalty. Or maybe trying to get a bump draft and hit him a little too hard. Which made me open a couple of times where you do realize how fast you're going to the car in front of you. It gives the bumper just a little too hard. Everyone babying the throttle through some of these corners it's always fun to see. Just no traction control makes a lot of corners very sketchy.
Da Vinci there stepping up from Division 2, putting the pressure on to B French. see B French there trying to manage staying behind ads, but also defending against Da Vinci.
Also, it's worse that ads is team captain, so it's, do you make a move to your captain or try to, you know, push him along in a sense?
Oh, I would say most definitely make a move on your team captain. If he's slow, just get it done with. You don't want to stick behind someone, especially if you're on different tire compounds. Oh, okay, so ads is actually on the softer tire compound, surprisingly. But those things are starting to get worn down pretty quickly. I think soon ads will start to have some trouble with traction.
Overall, GP is a pretty tire wear even track. Front left, I think, takes most of the brunt. But the tire should be mostly even.
Yeah, you can manage it pretty well. Yeah, I see B French there continuing to take the defensive line. So it looks like Accession has made his way up into third place. Bob has fallen to fourth.
He's on the heels of T-Bone too.
Yep. So we got, so T-Bone is lapping the 158s. Accession has dropped down into the 157s. Imitation beef proving to be a little bit faster.
Definitely making use of most of those softs.
I think so far we've had a relatively clean race. I don't think we've seen or caught any incidents yet. That's always nice to see. B French has picked up a half-a-second penalty. I think this will make it extremely difficult for him to defend against B French in the next lap. We'll see what unfolds, or how that unfolds.
Da Vinci would definitely get that pass because a half second equates to almost a full second of lost pace, unfortunately.
Yeah, so B French is going to have to push ads on along a little bit more aggressively to get him to open up the gap to Da Vinci. And then Accession there closing in on T-Bone as they make their way down the Fort curves. Looks like Sir Hames has also made a little bit of ground on Bob. Oh, and Ads has made his way around Cecil Turtle. I think Cecil might have made a mistake. And Da Vinci has dropped back as well, so B French might be safe going down the back straight when he serves his penalty.
this penalty he's going to have over a second to Cecil now to try to get back and claw back.
T-Bone goes a little wide into turn one, gets himself into the marbles.
So far looking at it, seems like his front light's about 50% worn. So I would say there were probably 6 to 8 laps of usage. Which makes sense to me, about 20 laps on mediums. Give or take. Also paying attention to time, so it seems that they're gaining some time to Willie.
Yeah, I think Willie at this point is probably going to be struggling a little bit on those, on those softs.
Seems like a pretty decent battle for 8th place.
And as you say that, Cecil Turbo gets a good run on Ads. I don't think he's going to have enough, though. Oh, Ads almost pushing him off. Yeah, it's getting really close between the three of them.
There's also a lot of need for French to cut back up, though.
So Ads jumps into the pits, though, and makes it easy for Cecil Turtle to get by. Now it's going to be B French against Cecil Turtle. Both of them on the mediums, both of them with the exact same amount of tire wear and fuel usage. goodness. Both of them had a little bit of a moment there.
I thought they could have been worse. Damn, Willie is definitely feeling those tires. He's had almost 11 seconds to T-bone, now it's dropped to 8. Yeah, he's feeling he's going to pit his next few laps. Was it maybe some collision or some little hiccup on B French?
Yeah, I think he got a little nervous there. Yeah. Oh, I see. He bumped into Cecil Turtle there.
Maybe Cecil braked a little earlier, maybe he's braking a little later, but no damage so far looks like.
Except it says he's not a beef imposter.
Looks like most of the race is pretty spread out, but so far, nice battle for 6th place here. To get the run out. Yeah, B French is gonna get on that inside. It's a very hard corner to overtake in.
Yeah, it's tricky. I think B French made the right decision there to back out.
Maybe he has a little bit more overlap. He could have forced it too wide, but yeah, the safe decision is usually the best. seems to really fine dozen of pace to get rid of those softs. That means there's a question of 24 laps on mediums, or it'll be another stint of softs. It's always good. It's always curious what they're thinking through.
Find out. Let's see where he comes. Mediums.
So he's expecting 24 laps out of him. And he got full tank gas, so man, that's his one stint, his one pit stop.
So super fun on a new set of racing soft tires. He's coming up on dinosaurs on an older set of mediums. Dinosaur goes a little wide there on the exit of the first half of the Schumacher S. It's pretty tough to pass on this track now that I think about it.
It has decent width, but almost every corner seems to have some sort of like closing radius on it. So you think you have...
Oh boy.
Dinosaur not giving any...
I think we were just about the same thing. Yeah, Dinosaur not giving an inch there to Super Fun, and
he definitely makes you work for the overtakes. He does not back down. He does not back down lightly.
So Sir Hames coming up on Bob. I think Sir Hames was able to preserve those tires just a little bit better than Bob in the opening stint. Here we go. Super Fun has a run onto Dinosaur. Takes a look at the inside. Dinosaur gives the inside up. They try to outbrake him into the chicane, and Dinosaur does. Keeps the lead. Oh no, what does it say that? It gave him the commentator's curse. No. Dinosaur.
And fell victim to the curb.
And as I say that, he decides to go into the pits. Maybe he was trying to go into the pits and maybe ended up spinning out because he was aggressively trying to move the car inwards. Who knows?
Just too much steering angle.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, well, he has some traffic to battle, it seems like.
Look at there, making a good move on Cecil on the exit of turn 4. Nice over-under. Ah, Sir Hames, another one. French letting Cecil Turtle know he is in his review mirrors. Cecil, though, soaking up the pressure. He's having none of it.
If B French keeps throwing aggressive moves, eventually Cecil's going to crack. Just curious how aggressive that B French can be, though. Well, it looks like Sir Hames finally close to grab the bob, though. The penalty's going to just widen that gap even more.
And then there he goes. Let's start all over again. All right, so T-Bone, our race leader, now jumps into the pits. Probably see. Okay, so Bob jumps into the pits as well. Sir Hames probably has another lap or so.
Interesting. They're paying lap 16. Those softs aren't going to last 20 laps, so they either plan to pit again or maybe it's dive off.
Yeah, I don't know. They're definitely not going to make the softs last that long.
I think we had a good right idea of a one-stop for both tires.
So T-Bone comes out in 3rd place with Willie right behind, actually. So T-Bone has jumped Willie in the pits, but T-Bone has more fuel to take. So that's an interesting strategy. T-Bone has gone with a lighter load of fuel and will likely take a second pit stop. So T-Bone's going to have to make the time up on track. And luckily, T-Bone came out ahead of Willie, so now T-Bone is going to be able to put down some very fast laps with the lighter fuel load. We'll see if the gambit, we'll see if the gambit pays off. Sir Hames clearly going for a one-stopper.
Which at this point is the smart thing to do. Yeah, the mediums still have decent amount of life left. So based on my math, with softs lasting at most 12. Oh, peace.
Yeah, he's jumping in the pits, so maybe he's gonna Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a two-stopper for everyone involved. Maybe except for Willie. Willie's got to really nurse those tires to bring him to the end, though. If it's anyone who can do it, it's probably going to be Willie. So B French is about, let's see here, B French was fighting position with Cecil Turtle. Cecil is now down into 9th. Oh wait, what happened to Cecil?
Was he not?
Something must have happened. Ah, that's rough. Must have to spin or something. Okay, so Sir Hames takes a pit stop. Comes out in 8th place. Just ahead of Cecil Turtle. B French under attack by Bob with a set of new soft tires. B French takes defensive line. Bob takes the outside, and B French does a good job of defending the position. That's such a hard chicane to take if someone's got the inside.
It's also those curves are so rough at these curves.
Oh, and Bob slides into the inside of B French at the Coca-Cola curve. Makes the overtake on B French. I think it was just a matter of time before that happened. So Dip is still out there on the medium tires. I think the only one left who started on medium tires is still out there. Going extremely long. Oh, and there's contact between T-Bone and Dip.
It was hard to tell T-Bone was an aggressive overtake or was Dip defending too hard. A little too much, you know.
Let's take a look here. So I don't know. I think it's.
They just came together.
Yeah, they just came together. So T-Bone is opening the gap up to Willie, 4 seconds. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Let's see here. T-Bone is pacing about a 157 average. Willie's in the 158s. His last was a 158.8. T-Bone's last was a 157.9. So let's say T-Bone pace is about a second faster per lap. He's gonna have a 16-second advantage overall, plus 4. It's a 20-second I don't think it's going to be enough for a pit time delta to get fuel and new tires. So I think T-Bone's going to have to dig in deep and find some more pace on Willie.
You need at least 30 seconds at minimum.
So he's going to need about 1.5 seconds of pace, potentially 2 seconds over Willie per lap. That's a tall order there for our current race leader. So a dip and B French are actually, I think, are still on the medium tires from their first stint. Sir Hames has already taken a pit stop. I think everyone else is taking a pit stop. Rick James and Da Vinci currently in the pits right now. Da Vinci picks up a 3-second penalty for crossing the pit entry line. Our rookie from Division 2 stepping up into Division 1, making a rookie mistake there. Will this be the lap that B French decides to take a pit stop? No, it is not. B French stays out. Dip jumps into the pits with just 2 liters of fuel. So B French this entire time has been not only fuel saving, or not only managing his tires, but also fuel saving like crazy.
And he's stretching it. And I thought we're out from the end, but he had the chance.
Yeah, based off of the way Willie's driving, Willie's definitely ready to go till the end. So, again, T-Bone has a tall order here. But, I mean, Willie's last lap was a 159.3, and T-Bone was a 157.8 still. So, not only is he faster, he's consistently faster, which is great. If T-Bone can keep this up, I think this would be... I think this will put him in contention for winning the race. We'll see. Curious as to whether or not Sir Hames is going to try to take these soft tires to the end of the race.
With 15 laps to go, I say, not impossible.
It's tough because he's already got like maybe a quarter to 20 to 20% of his front tires already worn out. And then he's going to have to get past Accession, so he's going to have to use a little bit more than he would like from those tires, probably in this battle. It depends on how it goes. So Superfun finally decides to take a pit stop. Accession takes the defensive line going into turn 4. He compromises his exit, but Sir Hames has nowhere to go. They make contact on the exit there, and that's surely going to really put a damper on Sir Hames' race.
Nearly kept the car on the track, though.
Yeah, that was the good thing. But Accession there, essentially parking the car in the apex, defending that inside line, making sure his compromised line from the exit of turn 3 didn't compromise his turn 4 exit, which is really good defensive move. So props to Accession, excuse me, for keeping Sir Hames behind. I think B French is now in the pits. Let's see where B French comes out. Oh, no, he's not. He's not in the pits. Let's see who is in the pits. Rick James is in the pits. He's still in the pits. So I think something's up with Rick James's race. I think he might have to bounce or something. And as I say that, B French is jumping into the pits now. So B
He's
French
gonna
leading.
have about 13 or 14 laps on softs. It's going to be a gamble if that one stop is enough for him.
Dip looking to make the move on Ads, looks to the inside, going down to turn one. Ads brakes late into the corner, makes room for Dip. Ads not able to defend the position, giving it up at turn two. B French comes out in 9th place, just behind Super Fun. He's got a new set of soft tires, so he'll likely be able to make this overtake without too much trouble, I hope. And Cecil Turtle now is just behind B French, actually. So maybe what happened was just that Cecil Turtle took a pit stop, and then B French took his, and now they're back together. It was weird though, because like Cecil was like really far behind B French, and that was before he took a pit stop because his tires were still pretty degraded badly. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's hard to say without actually seeing it.
Yeah. Sir Ames gonna take another chance at Sir Accession, trying to pick up the draft, going to turn one. Accession takes a defensive line going into turn one. Will he overshoot it though? Accession with a lot of experience does a good job of being able to defend turn one, and now has the inside defensive line into turn two. Sir Hames looking to make the move on the outside. They go alongside each other into turn three. Sir Hames on the outside, and now he has the inside to turn four, but he gives up the position. Oh my goodness, some good racing there. Sir Hames nearly had it. I think the issue is that if Sir Hames stuck to his line, he probably would have cut turn four too much and would have picked up a penalty.
That's every decision you gotta think about when side by side to a closing corner like that.
Sir Hames trying to sell the dummy on the inside. Accession gets a bad exit, and then Sir Hames makes the move coming out of the Dunlap curve. Oh, some textbook move right there by Sir Hames. There we go, see it again. Sir Hames on the outside, taking a late apex, getting a better exit. And Accession there, able to do nothing about it.
The French still chasing Super Fun. It seems like the French is a very patient racer, makes his move when the opportunity arises. As right there.
It is.
Simple as.
Yeah, he does a good job of being patient, and also, I think in his first stint, he was also being very cautious as to not overuse his tires or use too much fuel, and I think that was his strategy. So I think that the time he was behind Cecil Turtle, he was being conservative, not because of any sort of racecraft concern, but more because of fuel and tire management. Now Cecil's taking a look. Cecil on the racing soft tires. Previously was defending against B French. Now finds himself behind him and Superfun Happy. Superfun Happy trying to defend that 9th place position, but with a disadvantage on the tire compound. So checking in with our race leader, the gap is now 8 seconds. T-Bone is certainly starting to feel the tire wear on those front soft tires. Willie is still consistently lapping in the 158s, 159s. Hasn't lost too much to position, or too much in terms of time. I think that's the issue with T-Bone's strategy, is that even though he has the soft tires and he can lap faster than Willie, it's only a matter of time before those softs start going away, and then he starts to lose that advantage. So he's not going to have that pace advantage every single lap for the rest of the race.
Yeah, looking at it, he has maybe just a few more laps left in those. So man, that delta probably, was it worth it?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how. I guess now it's really a question of whether how will T-Bone's strategy play against Sir Hames. Because Sir Hames is going to be. I don't know actually. Sir Hames.
It's 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to make the rest
seconds.
of the...
Oh, yeah, Bob's even hitting.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, like, Sir Hames, I don't know if he's going to be able to make the rest of the race on these soft tires.
10 laps now, there's...
Oh, there he goes, and Sir Hames jumps into the pits, decides to jump off those soft tires. So yeah, Willie looking really great right now in terms of race strategy. I think Willie will have a significant advantage, a significant lead once T-Bone decides to take a pit stop. Bob pops out in 3rd place still. Sir Hames follows not too far behind. It'll be a straight fight between these two. A 10-second difference between the two. I don't know if Sir Hames will have the pace to catch up. We'll find out. They're both equal in terms of tire compound and fuel load. Maybe Bob has a little bit more. And Dip now under attack by Accession, who took a pit stop and is now on a new set of racing soft tires. And Cecil Turtle once was attacking Superfun, but is now falling behind due to those softs giving away, falling off, and Superfun's medium tires lasting longer. On board with Accession here, chasing down Dip for that 5th place finish. Dip takes a defensive line going into the chicane. Not much Accession can do about that. Dip makes a little bit of a mistake on the exit of turn 4. Takes defensive line going into turn 5. Accession trying to desperately take advantage of the situation, but not finding any gaps.
It is interesting about this corner, not the corner, about this track, is every corner is an opportunity, but it's hard to add also to every corner.
Yeah. I think it's because every corner in this track, aside from maybe a couple, have like fast corner entry, like fast corner entry and like gradual corner entry. So like getting alongside the car ahead of you is extremely difficult to do in a way where like you are owed that racing room. And I think really the only time that you can really do that well is either going into the chicane here, if you can get on the inside of your opponent, or down into turn 1, if you can also get on the inside of your opponent there. I think any other times it's usually you have to capitalize on a mistake that your opponent has, or you have to have a significant advantage in tire wear or tire compound to make a pass elsewhere.
Or be really risky and use curbing.
I think at this point, Accession is just trying to bide his time, be patient, wait for a larger mistake by Dip. Yeah, here, like, Accession's almost nearly alongside, but oh, and he decides to make the pass on the outside. As we were just talking about this, it's difficult to make a pass anywhere else, but Accession able to make the pass on the outside going into the Ford curves.
He's just able to break later and just keep hanging on the outside. It's impressive. And then fins on the inside. Was it enough to defend though?
Yeah, especially that turn too. Like the inside of turn 5, camber's a little bit more than the outside, and so you have typically more mechanical grip on the inside. But Accession was able to make it work. So we've seen some excellent racing today.
And so far, not many, if at all, mishaps among the racers.
So as it stands, Willie is in the net lead. T-Bone second, Bob third, Sir Hames fourth, Accession fifth, and Dip sixth. So huge turnout so far by Beef Supreme, potentially getting that 2-3 podium. I think that's what they probably would have deserved last week if it weren't for the DNF by T-Bone. Knock on wood, his connection stays secure for just 7 more laps.
If I remember right, he said it was equipment failure.
Oh, that would make sense why he was just like in the mud. Like, that makes a lot of sense. Alright, so B French took another pit stop and then now has fallen behind. Super fun, happy. B French will have to make up the place on track once more. Az is in front of Dinosaur with a slightly fresher set of racing soft tires. And Cecil Turtle also made an extra pit stop.
Yeah, it seems like the general strategy is 2 softs and a medium.
Yeah. I think the only person able to make the one-stop work was Willie, actually.
But Willie hit it a few laps ago.
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. All right. So, oh, interesting. So the gap between him and T-Bone is only 4 seconds. So Willie's going to have to really churn out some fast laps here to make sure he stays ahead. This is great, though, seeing T-Bone put the fight to Willie after having some misfortunate, race endings last week. He's struggling a little bit with the rear of the car on the exit of these turns. So Willie, though, just set his personal, not just his personal best. He set the fastest lap of the race last lap, a 1:56.5. T-Bone struggling to maintain the car in the 1:57s. So Willie,
With his fastest lap being a whole half-second slower than Willie's.
yep. So Willie showing the Beef Supreme rookie the ropes here.
Looks here, Donald still on the tail of that. Only a few laps to go, but looks like he's bleeding a little bit at top of each corner.
Yeah, I think his tires are looking a little bit worse than Ad's at the moment, so he's gonna have to find some pace there to make it up. He wants to take that 9th place position away from Ads.
No, still needs to gap to ads. He's on a pace for the next, what, 4 laps? It's hard to say if he's gaining or losing time.
Yeah, so I think Dinosaur gains time in the first sector, it looks like, and then loses time in the last sector. I think Dinosaur makes up the most time through the Mercedes arena, and then finds himself losing time in the those 2 turns there, the right to left curve, like the RTL, and then the Vorsteiner, that long right-hander. You can see the way Ads takes that corner. He brings the car all the way out to the left to get a better exit. Dinosaur compromises his entrance to turn 11 and doesn't get as good of an exit. And then Dinosaur here is a little bit better in this corner complex and closes the gap. So it's kind of interesting seeing these two kind of push and pull.
It's also what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Dino's a little bit better on the brakes to some of the corners, but the lines can mean Ads. It's better on throttle delivery.
So Dinosaur has closed the gap down to 0.6 of a second. And then we'll see if he can keep up with Ads here through the Schumacher S's. And then turns 10 and 11. See, he has to lift here. I think that's where he loses quite a bit of time. I think Ads is actually going there through there full throttle. And then you'll see Ads here take the car all the way to the left side, and then Dinosaur will stay in the middle, and then he loses out on the exit here on the straight. Looks like Ads made a slight mistake going into the Coca-Cola curve, and Dinosaur is closest he's ever been, and he's gonna have an advantage coming into the first sector since he's slightly faster than Ads in sector 1. We'll see if he can catch up enough to really put the pressure on the Ads.
Really, I don't know what brake usage they probably wanted to use. Still keeps them close.
Oh, Ads goes extremely wide there, and then Dinosaur, as a result, gets distracted.
Probably just locks up the brakes if it looked like.
You can see Dinosaur experience quite a bit of understeer on turn 5.
Yeah, it's faltered slightly, it seems like.
Yeah, you also see his car understeer quite a bit going up the Schumacher S. You'll see that on that left-hander, he has to lift off just a little bit in order to stay on track. And we'll see it here.
It could be a combo of the tires or how the car's set up.
Yeah. So T-Bone has closed the gap just a little bit to Willie. Is he closed it or is it extended? I think it's extended.
It's extended. Last time we saw them,
it's 5 seconds, right?
No, it wasn't even 4 seconds. So Willie has gained 3 seconds in the past 3-4 laps.
We're not surprised. Willie, the current championship leader, showing how it's done.
A little tidbit, we always talked about how Willie puts in time and effort. If you go back to Willie's car, one thing I've noticed, it's how much mileage he has.
Oh yeah, it's like 4,382 there. That's crazy. That's insane. So Sir Hames has 1,600, and Bob has 1,500. So pretty interesting there.
Yeah, so you can always tell who has done the most training.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool to see.
Yeah, most of the time our league cars end up with several thousand miles after the season's over. Like I said, it all depends on how much you train and practice. The races themselves, being over an hour each, ends up being several hundred miles per race in the first place.
Yep. Yeah, and then if you're running simulations and like practice races to figure out strategy, that's, a couple hundred for each time you do that, so easy to rack up those miles.
I have to go back to my cars. I'm curious now what I spent the most time on. What car has accumulated the most miles.
Willie there weaving back and forth almost in a pre-celebratory way as he makes his way through Vorsteiner one last time. Our Team.com captain, faltering last week, is able to make it and finish third place. Bumped up a position in the post-race results to second place. And now he's back on top. Willie, the Team.com captain, finishing first place, showing everyone who is boss.
But with a resounding 2 and 3 for Beef Supreme of T-Bone and Bob.
Willie there doing some shenanigans after crossing the finish line.
A good old handbrake pull at the line.
Super solid finish by T-Bone, keeping Willie honest there throughout the race. And another solid finish by Bob there, by Team Beef Supreme. Oh, is he gonna cross the? Oh my God, he almost didn't cross the line there. That was super close.
I'm curious if I'll go back to replay, see if he put in reverse real quick, see if they had a little funny moment.
I'm pretty sure if Sir Hames would have overtaken him in the last second, I think Dinosaur would have given him an earful.
Dino would have definitely lit into it for that. He would have laughed, but then
Dip crosses the line in 6th place, just ahead of Da Vinci, who was a lap down. Dip having almost nothing on that rear left tire. B French, a solid race. Strategy didn't pan out too well for B French. Fell back to 8th place actually with a higher position. Ads finishes just ahead of Dinosaur. Dinosaur not able to make the move on track. Cecil Turtle in 11th place. And I think that'll be it for our Division 1 race.
solid race overall, seems like.
Super solid. All right, let's take a look at the results one more time. All right, so Willie, our race winner, back on top from missing out last week. We have T-Bone and Bob from Beef Supreme finishing second and third. Sir Hames fourth. Our winner last week from Topless finishing outside the podium position today. Accession fifth. And then the last Team.com team member, Dip, finishing in sixth place. So solid results for Team.com once again. Super Fun Happy finishing 7th, Beef French in 8th place. We've got Ads in 9th, Dinosaur in 10th, scoring the final points for Team Beef Supreme. Cecil Turtle 11th, Da Vinci in 12th, stepping up from Division 2. So good race there by Da Vinci, hanging out with the Division 1 drivers. And then we have a DNF from Rick James.
I mean, overall, solid race by everyone. Very little issues. Couple of tags, couple of paint trades here and there.
Yeah, but nothing egregious, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple moments in the sprint race, but obviously the sprint race being a little bit naturally going to be a little bit more chaotic than the feature race. But we'll deal with those incidents as they come in.
Yep.
Let's see here. Next week we will be at. Let me pull up the league info here. We'll be at Road Atlanta, another fan favorite.
My personal favorite track. I enjoy Atlanta. I've been there several times every year. It's a good facility, good track. It's just fun. Decent. It's a decent pace for every car. Yeah, you have the S's to the turns 7A and 7B into a pretty generous straight.
Yeah, it's extremely generous into the 10A and 10B, which is a really great passing / racing opportunity. So super great track. The following week we'll have an off week, so we won't be racing the week after. And then for the rest of the season, actually, we have Spa the following week. We have Yas Marina, and then Red Bull Ring will be the final round, so that will be round 8.
Yas Marina would be an interesting one to watch. It's a new track to a lot of the drivers. Not complicated, but it's a very interesting series of complexes.
Yeah, I feel like Yas Marina is actually going to play out a little bit like Road Atlanta, right? It's like one, or maybe even Spa. It's kind of like got that really long straight and really good passing opportunities, but then it's got like the tight cornering sections of like Sector 3, and like that's going to be a really good spot for some good racing when you have like, you know, cars that are on worn out tires trying to get passed by ones with new ones and stuff like that. So I think that'll be pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah, I'm curious about the downforce levels. Because it's an averagely fast, high-speed track. But a lot of those corners, you're going to need the downforce. So it's curious to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, y'all, with that being said, thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. We broadcast every Tuesday. Again, we have next Tuesday our race at Road Atlanta. The next week we're having off. So please check us out. If you want to join us, I pinned our Discord invite link in chat. So if you click on that, you'll be able to join our Discord server and get racing with us. And with that said, any final closing thoughts, driver of the day?
Driver of the day. I don't think there is one in a sense, because the finish was almost the same as the qualifying. But everyone had a good race, though, it seemed like.
Yeah.
If I had to really choose one, maybe I would say Bob for keeping that third. He's been very up and down, it seems like.
Yeah, I would probably either go with Bob or T-Bone.
Yeah, just for their overall pace and keeping on track, essentially, with past issues, I guess.
Yeah. I would have to agree on that one. Maybe it's T-Bone and Bob as driver of the day. Maybe they can share the driver of the day.
Well, yeah, also because that's a good points grab for Beef Supreme.
Yeah, definitely. All right, with that being said, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. All right, take care.